Hashtag BYUSN Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Joining us now in Studio B is one of our favorites. The greatest former track-turned-football player in Orem High School history, as pointed out by Jeremy
in BYU
Jordan.
history.
Oh, sorry, in BYU history.
Orem history.
Also, an all-pro tight end and an All-American at BYU. Chad, welcome back.
Welcome. Thank you.
Great to see you.
It's great to be with you guys.
Let's first and foremost talk about this. Who's your favorite student athlete right now? Because there are a lot that you get to interact with.
631 student athletes. I definitely have a favorite. Emily Bushman, volleyball, BYU.
Yeah.
My favorite student athlete.
Happens to be
I
your
love
daughter.
Her.
Yeah.
I cheer for her, I root for her, I follow her. She's the best.
What's it like to have a kid that's at BYU now? Because it's been a long time coming. You've been around BYU a long time, but now she's on the number 4 overall seed volleyball team. Fan?
Yeah, I've loved it. And just watching her work hard with her teammates, grind through the summers, have success in the seasons. Every year they're going to the Sweet 16. They're a formidable opponent. They've been number 1 ranked all year. Just watching them take care of business. Very impressive. I've loved it. Just watch her develop and grow, mature. Been really cool.
6 straight Sweet 16s. Of course, that magical run in 2014 all the way to the national title game. And now BYU is potentially going to have a first, the ability to host all the way to the Final Four if they take care of business on their home floor. So, yeah, exciting stuff. You know a thing or two about playing at a high level in the football arena as well. And I think the goal for BYU in Independence is to get back to that consistent high level of being in the national spotlight. So simply put, how does BYU make the jump from where they are at 6-6 to that next level of being nationally recognized as an independent?
Great question. Yesterday in the football team meeting, Kalani addressed it with each of the guys, said each of us needs to give more. We need to be totally committed. It needs to come. We need to all get better. And I like that. My junior year, 1995, we were bowl eligible. We did not go to a bowl that year.
7-4.
That did not sit well with any of us. It burned in us. And we talked about it collectively, individually, and we made it a point that when we were coming back in 96, everything was going to be different. We were going to fight. We were going to win. We played as a team. No matter what happens at the end of this season, whether we win the bowl game or not, I want each of our guys to take a good hard look at their preparation, their off-season, their skills, their talents, what they bring to the table, their intangibles, and lay it all out there and bring it next year, because you've already talked multiple times on the program today. We have an unbelievable schedule, and you don't tiptoe into that schedule. You kick the door down, and you go in swinging and fighting. I had a chance to talk to the team yesterday, and I told them, I'm so proud of you guys, the way you played. You played with your hearts and souls. You played your butts off. I told the coaches I loved their game plan. Just came up short, and that's very disappointing. It was injuries. It was a multitude of things that we can correct and fix and work on, and that's what we got to do.
You look at the schedule, and BYU is just a couple plays away here and there, and it's hard. You know, Cal is a close one in the end. Northern Illinois, Boise State, Utah. It's like, hey, right there. So you're right. A few little things. How would you evaluate this season, and what do you hope it means for next season?
The season was an improvement on last year. I think the feeling, you go back and you start the season with a big victory against Arizona. You have a big victory on the road against Wisconsin. Those are momentum, program-changing, directional victories. And so I like some of the highs. Some of the lows really hurt. The Utah game really hurt, but I still come out of that game taking a lot of positives. I love the way that Zach Wilson played with so much confidence, even early on. So much was made of our slow starts. He came out slinging it, very confident, very quiet feet. And when he had to run, he ran. He was courageous, spinning in for extra yardage, fearless, throwing his body around. I love the use of the tight ends offensively. Both Matt Bushman and Dallin Holker loved it. So there were so many positives. I love seeing Corbin Kafusi playing with multiple injuries when he could have sat out. He chose to play. Even on the sideline, I was watching him play, and it was like, I thought he was inspiring his teammates. When you go out and you put yourself in harm's way like that, and you play with injuries, that garners a lot of respect and he earned it. The guy's a warrior.
Chad Lewis with us on BYU Sports Nation. We are discussing BYU football, the state of the program, and how the Cougars make the jump. Specific to what we saw in the rivalry game, what has to change for BYU? If you could pinpoint one or two things for them to begin to level the series and end the losing streak, beginning with the season opener on August 29th against the Utes.
Yeah, it's both. It's both mental and it's both a perfect game plan. So mentally, each of the players, I was a part of a couple turnarounds in the NFL. The St. Louis Rams went from worst to first. The Eagles went from worst to Super Bowl. And Andy Reid would talk to the team and say, look, you've been used to losing. We ain't doing that anymore. So when things go wrong in the game, I don't want one of you even thinking, here we go again. He addressed it openly, publicly, and with a lot of emotion. We ain't going there. So if your mind in a game starts to say, here we go again, you stop that right now or else you're not playing on this team. And I like that. So personally, every individual has to address that. So when you get in that Utah game, you're not fighting ghosts. You're not fighting your own mind. You play to win. You attack it one play at a time, and you bring all the juice you got.
Hopefully the freshness of the offseason and not playing a season and not being injured will yield itself to have BYU be its best self. Because BYU was a wounded warrior going out there with freshmen.
It doesn't, I know. But it kind of doesn't matter because we played them at the first of the season, at the end of the season.
Right. But I like the first game more than the last game.
I just want to win.
Yeah. As do I. I don't just win the game. It's been 8 in a row. That's crazy, right?
But it starts right now mentally and in your heart. You say, look, this is what we're going to do. This is what I'm going to change. And then the coaches, as they put together a game plan, you can do stuff all off season to prepare for that game. And that's what I'd love to see.
Yes, you can. Urban Meyer said that they prepare for Michigan all year. And I was like, that was refreshing to hear. That was nice. The tight ends, obviously a former tight end here at the NFL. What did you think of them? And it's going to be with a little bias because your son-in-law is one of those guys.
Yeah, I loved him. Loved watching him all year. Both Matt Bushman and Dallin Holker, just incredible. Moroni got hurt early on in the Washington game. Big injury. Yeah. But I love the way they play. I love their fight. I love their skills. I love the game plan going in at Utah because you had the tight ends, 2 tight end sets, both flex, both spread out. It puts the defense in a bind, and they rose up and made plays, and I loved it. Look, I'm a tight end. I love seeing tight ends involved in BYU football. I think that is part of our DNA. That's who we are. We play with great tight ends. And so I would love to see those guys in the bowl game next year and eternally being valued targets in the passing game, in the offense. Super productive. I got a lot of feeling behind that.
And BYU returns all 3 of those guys you mentioned. Which is awesome.
Like it. It's very good.
Former All-Pro tight end and BYU All-American Chad Lewis with us on BYU Sports Nation. Which of those 3 remind you of yourself the most? Moroni, Dallin Holker, or Matt Bushman?
I like Moroni's ability to jump over people. I like Matt's ability with his red hair to catch it one-handed. I think Matt, he's just his size, his speed, his ability to make plays. I like his development as a football player. I know Grimes made it a point to help him be a better blocker this year, and that's what you got to do to be a better player. And if you have aspirations to go to the NFL, it's got to be a part of what you're doing. And I like his fight. I like his not a complainer. When he wasn't used as much this year, he wasn't privately sulking and complaining and whining. He's a fighter, and that kind of toughness is what's going to make a successful, great player out of him and anyone.
Well, they changed the offense. They let Zach sling it some more. They put him in an RPO-type offense, and voila, the tight ends are a prominent part of the game for the last 3 contests of the regular season.
Is that what changed for Matt? Why was he more involved in the back half? Was it
because the offense changed a touch? You got to change with the different skills that Zach brings to the table. And Zach is a super confident guy. He also has a lot of skills, and he wants to open it up and make it happen. Like he wants to make plays. It's really fun to watch his mind, and he's even on the sidelines in the middle of chaos. I think he's unflappable. He's really calm. You can talk to him. I hear him talking to Fessy and other coaches, and very lucid and sharp guy. I'm excited.
He's a football junkie, and that's exactly what the BYU
You cannot pull him
needs to
away
be.
from his tape. He is always watching tape. He studies. He understands. When you talk to him, you're like, bright guy.
Yeah.
I love what he's doing.
Sure. Today is Giving Cougs Day. It is Giving Tuesday. What does that entail?
Today's the International Day of Giving, and so BYU wanted everyone to know that this is a perfect time and place to give to BYU athletics. We need their help. We love their help. The student athletes, the 631 student athletes, love the help that they get, and I've seen other programs. It's amazing what our student athletes receive, and what an incredible way to give. Today, it's an opportunity. You can double your Cougar Club priority points by giving today. If you upgrade any levels in the Cougar Club, we'll triple your priority points. So it's a great incentive today to go ahead and give to the BYU Athletic Department.
What's the simplest way to find information about that online?
Go online to cougarclub.com. You can call BYU Athletic Department. We'll take you. We'll help you. We'll process it. Bring it.
All right, Chad. Fantastic stuff. We need you to sign our new Stretch Y flag. If you, or not Stretch Y, sorry, the Sailor Coug flag.
Like
it
that
was
Sailor
Stretch
Coug.
Get your Herbie Hancock.
Yeah.
Wherever you want.
Give us the autograph. We need an Orem High superstar.
There you go. Yeah. Orem High, man. I had uncles and aunts go to Orem High. I love Orem High.
We need a signature from Orem High on
Yes,
that
we do.
flag.
Thanks, Chad. Appreciate it, man.